When it comes to K-pop, few groups have redefined intensity, performance, and identity the way Stray Kids have. They're a real group. 8 young men who built their empire through sweat, relentless creativity, and some of the most hard-hitting tracks in modern K-pop. And yet, their influence doesn't just live on stages, streaming platforms, and charts. It's powerful enough to have inspired an entirely fictional rival, SAJA Boys, a 5-member demon boy band introduced in Netflix's animated film K-pop Demon Hunters. On paper, it sounds like a battle ripped from a fan fiction forum. Real idols versus demon idols. But the truth is more fascinating. This Stray Kids versus SAJA Boys comparison is not about a literal competition between two groups. It's about how real-world artistry fuels fictional worlds, and how creators borrow real energy to craft something entirely new. Stray Kids, the real trailblazers. Stray Kids debuted in 2018 under JYP Entertainment after forming through a survival show of the same name. The group, consisting of Bang Chan, Lee No, Changbin, Hyunjin, Han, Felix, Sungmin, and IN, quickly earned a reputation for producing their own music, writing lyrics, and crafting concepts that blend aggression, vulnerability, and innovation. Their music doesn't politely knock. It kicks the door in. Tracks like God's Menu exploded onto the scene with pounding beats, chef-knife choreography, and a lyrical swagger that announced their arrival as self-made artists. Thunderous, Backdoor, and Case 143 pushed boundaries even further, combining experimental production with hooks that stick like lightning. Beyond their sound, Stray Kids became symbolic of a new K-pop archetype. Powerful performance mixed with storytelling that reflects youth rebellion, individuality, and raw ambition. They weren't molded into an image. They were architects of their own identity. Their fan base, SAJA, connected deeply with that authenticity. Each comeback felt like another level unlocked, another wall broken down. It's this intensity, this raw, unfiltered creative energy, that inspired storytellers far outside the usual K-pop ecosystem. And that's where SAJA Boys entered the picture. SAJA Boys, the fictional rivals. SAJA Boys aren't real. They're the antagonistic, fictional boy band introduced in K-pop Demon Hunters, a Netflix animated project. Within the film, they're portrayed as a 5-member demon idol group whose mission is to steal fans and destroy the demon hunters, blending the world of K-pop glamour with supernatural chaos. But make no mistake, their design didn't emerge from nowhere. The creators have openly drawn inspiration from real-world groups like Stray Kids, BTS, EXO, and others to construct SAJA Boys' musical identity. Their fictional hit, Your Idol, was deliberately crafted to sound like something that might drop from a high-energy, performance-driven 4th-generation boy group. Their visuals, sharp choreography, coordinated outfits, charismatic leader, and performance bravado mirror the aesthetic DNA of Stray Kids. Even their concept of using music to manipulate hearts has an exaggerated, fantastical resemblance to the way real groups captivate millions through sound and storytelling. They are, in essence, an echo, a stylized, supernatural mirror held up to real K-pop's power. Type and origin, real versus fictional. Stray Kids, type, real K-pop boy group actively promoting in the global music industry. Inspiration, they are one of the main real-world groups whose style and energy inspired the fictional SAJA Boys. Songs, known for hits like God's Menu, Thunderous, Backdoor, Case 143, and Maniac. Identity, a self-producing group known for aggressive experimental sounds, intense choreography, and authenticity. SAJA Boys, type, a fictional K-pop boy band from Netflix's K-pop Demon Hunters. Inspiration, modeled after several real K-pop groups, including Stray Kids and BTS. Songs, their key fictional single, Your Idol, was created to sound stylistically similar to hits from groups like Stray Kids. Identity, a supernatural boy band of demons whose performances and charm are literally weaponized within the story's universe. Music and performance style. Musically, Stray Kids thrive on explosive, self-produced tracks that experiment with genre and sound architecture. Their songs often mix trap, EDM, and hip-hop with unpredictable shifts in rhythm and texture. God's Menu is a sonic punch that makes every member's part feel like a moving piece in a finely tuned machine. Maniac plays with dissonance and heavy bass, twisting pop conventions inside out. They perform like they're on fire. Synchronized yet chaotic, polished yet emotionally raw. SAJA Boys, by contrast, are a fictional amalgamation of that style. Your idol mirrors that pounding intensity and slick choreography, but with a supernatural twist. It's meant to hypnotize, to pull audiences under. Their fictional performances feature elaborate visual effects, glowing eyes, and magical stagecraft. They're not real idols. They're idols imagined through the lens of what makes groups like Stray Kids electrifying. Where Stray Kids rehearse for months to perfect their craft, SAJA Boys exist in a world where perfection is a plot device. They can appear flawless because they're scripted to be flawless. That's the key distinction. Stray Kids earn their performance power. SAJA Boys were designed to imitate it. Cultural and narrative roles. Stray Kids' cultural role is grounded in reality. They're ambassadors of the fourth generation of K-pop, breaking records on Billboard, touring globally, and representing the idea that idols can also be creators. Their success story is one of persistence and vision, inspiring real people across the world. SAJA Boys serve a narrative role. They are villains. Their existence highlights the hypnotic power of K-pop in exaggerated, fantastical ways. Instead of just charming fans, they steal souls. Instead of competing on charts, they compete for dominance in a supernatural war. They function as a stylized metaphor for the intense, almost otherworldly power real idols have over audiences. Their inclusion in K-pop Demon Hunters shows how influential K-pop has become globally. It's no longer confined to music. It's mythology. K-pop groups like Stray Kids are now archetypes from which entirely fictional universes are being built. Inspiration versus competition. This is the most important part. There is no real battle between Stray Kids and SAJA Boys. SAJA Boys are not actual rivals, but rather fictional creations inspired by real groups like Stray Kids. Their music and concept were deliberately modeled to capture the explosive charisma that Stray Kids embody in reality. If you were to compare their songs, choreography, and branding, you'd essentially be comparing a real group's artistry to a fictionalized tribute. Your idol borrows elements of Stray Kids' sonic structure. Sharp beats, layered vocals, and commanding hooks, because the creators wanted to build something instantly recognizable to global K-pop fans. Think of it like this. Stray Kids are the blueprint. SAJA Boys are the fantasy adaptation. The fact that Netflix and global animators chose to create a fictional boy band inspired by real K-pop groups is significant. It shows that K-pop's cultural footprint has grown so vast that it's now a storytelling genre unto itself. Stray Kids aren't just performers, they're muses for entirely new narratives. For fans, this creates a fascinating dynamic. You can watch K-pop Demon Hunters, enjoy the fictional spectacle of SAJA Boys, and then switch to Stray Kids' actual performances and recognize the real techniques, sound signatures, and energy that inspired the fictional group. Stray Kids are real. SAJA Boys are fictional. One group exists on tour stages, music charts, and streaming platforms. The other exists inside an animated world where music becomes magic. But they are connected through inspiration. SAJA Boys were created to mimic and amplify the musical and performative traits of groups like Stray Kids, BTS, and others. Not to compete with them, but to celebrate and dramatize their influence. Stray Kids. Real, self-producing, globally influential K-pop group. Known for innovation, intensity, and hits like God's Menu. A cultural force inspiring real fans and creators alike. SAJA Boys. Fictional, supernatural boy band from K-pop Demon Hunters. Modeled after real groups like Stray Kids. Their song, Your Idol, was created in Stray Kids' stylistic image. Ultimately, Stray Kids versus SAJA Boys isn't a rivalry. It's a reflection. It's the real world inspiring the fictional, the authentic birthing the fantastical. Stray Kids provide the sound, style, and energy. SAJA Boys provide the narrative lens through which that energy becomes myth.